Welcome back to Narrator's Cut. Today we're going to show you a 2021 sci-fi adventure movie called Dune. Paul Atreides, a clever and talented young man born into a tremendous destiny that he does not fully comprehend, must journey to the most deadly planet in the cosmos in order to protect the future of his family and people on Earth. As nefarious forces battle for control of the Earth's only supply of the most valuable resource on the globe, only those who can overcome their own fears will be able to live. Enjoy and keep on watching. During the year 10,191, faster-than-light travel is possible and nearly every planet in the known universe has been colonized. Duke Leto of House Atreides, ruler of the ocean planet Caladan, is appointed by the Padishah Emperor Shaddam Carino IV to take over as fief rulers of Arrakis, replacing House Harkonnen, who had previously held the position. Arrakis is a harsh desert planet that is home to the sole known supply of spice, a precious drug that grants its users increased vigor and expanded awareness in exchange for a price. In interstellar travel, it is essential since it permits the Spacing Guild navigators to employ a restricted type of prescience in order to traverse interstellar space with safety. Shaddam aims to have House Harkonnen organize a coup to seize the planet with the assistance of the Emperor's Sardaukar warriors, therefore eliminating the power of House Atreides, which is a danger to Shaddam's rule. When it comes to controlling the Spice Planet and creating an alliance with its native inhabitants, talented warriors known as the Freemen, Leto is concerned, but he also sees political benefits in doing so. Acolyte of the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is a concubine of Leto who has superior physical and mental powers. The Bene Gesserit is an elite sorority whose members possess exceptional physical and mental abilities. Jessica was instructed by the Bene Gesserit to bear a daughter whose son would become a male Bene Gesserit known as the Kwisatz Haderach, a messianic superbeing with the clairvoyance necessary to guide humanity to a better future as part of their centuries-long breeding program. Instead, she bore a son, Paul, who was raised by the Bene Gesserit. Paul is taught by Leto's assistants, Duncan Idaho and Gurney Halleck, Sook Dr. Wellington Yu, and the Mentat Thufir Hawat throughout his life, while Jessica instructs Paul in Bene Gesserit practices throughout her life as well. During a conversation with Jessica and Duncan, Paul shares that he is worried by glimpses of the future. As a result of these visions, the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohiam pays a visit to Caladan and submits Paul to a lethal test in order to examine his impulse control, which he successfully completes without incident. During his revolution, Mohiam orders House Patriarch Baron Vladimir Harkonnen to spare Paul and Jessica's lives, which he dutifully complies to. Upon arrival at Arrakeen, the fortress bastion on Arrakis, where Duncan and an advance team have been studying the planet and its inhabitants, House Atreides is welcomed by the Freemen. Leto negotiates with the Freemen's leader Stilgar and meets with Dr. Liet Kynes, a planetologist and imperial judge who is also a planetologist. Leto, Paul, and Halleck are warned by Kynes about the perils of spice gathering, including the presence of huge sandworms that migrate under the desert. The crew notices a sandworm approaching an active spice harvester that has a stranded crew while on a flight while on the ground. Leto and his colleagues are able to save the employees just in time before the sandworm takes them whole. Paul has severe premonitions after being exposed to spice-laden air. Following an assassination attempt on Paul's life by a Harkonnen agent, Leto orders his forces to remain on high alert. Harkonnen and Sardaukar soldiers are able to overrun the Atreides forces when Yu disables Arakine's shields with his sword. Leto is rendered unconscious by Yu, who informs him that he has struck a deal with the Baron to bring him to him in return for the release of his kidnapped wife. A poison gas capsule is placed in one of Leto's teeth and Yu is slain after carrying the Duke to his destination. However, even when Leto unleashes the poison gas, he and members of the Baron's court are killed, but the Baron lives. Duncan manages to get away and takes an ornithopter. The Harkonnens kidnap Paul and Jessica and transport them to the desert, where they will perish. The voice, which is a verbal control technique used by Paul and Jessica to overwhelm and murder their captors, is a Bene Gesserit talent that they learned from their captives. Paul and Jessica spent the night in a tent after discovering a survival kit that Yu had left for them. Paul has visions of a holy battle spreading over the cosmos in his name, which he believes is taking place. A brutal nephew, Rabban, is appointed by the Baron to take charge of Arrakis. He is ordered to sell spice stocks and begin production in order to recoup some of the costs of the coup. Duncan and Kynes hunt down Paul and Jessica, who flee to an abandoned research station, only to be apprehended by Sardaukar shortly after. Duncan and a number of other freemen make the ultimate sacrifice in order to enable Jessica, Paul, and Kynes to leave the facility. In order to ride, Kynes departs from the group and summons a sandworm. However, she is attacked by Sardaukar forces, and the worm devours them all. Paul and Jessica arrive in the middle of the desert and come face to face with the freemen, who include Stilgar and Chani, the girl from Paul's visions. Jameis, a freeman warrior who opposes their entry, is murdered by Paul in a ceremonial battle to the death during which they are both killed. Paul, despite Jessica's objections, insists on joining the freemen in order to help his father achieve his aim of restoring peace to Arrakis. That's all there is to it. I hope you like the movie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more recap movies like this. We'll see you soon. Take care.